I actually cutted out my parts for Ebony and Ivory, and they look good. They look just as the ones that I got before. Okay, so for the guns, they're right here. I have cut out all the pieces that should be cut out like way before. Both are here. They are kind of thick, which is really good. I already beveled some of the sides, like you can see right here. Okay, some parts are already beveled, like this here. And you can see, I don't know if you can see it, right around here and here. Also this part right here is beveled. And I drilled some holes in there, here and here for trigger. What I'm going to do is I'm going to make these bevels look a bit better. This one right here is actually good, while on this one it needs a little bit of work, so I'm gonna work with this one, and then I'm gonna put those on. Yeah, this one goes up here. I outlined the part where the handle plate will go. I chopped off a little part for this right here, which is an extension of a loader. And the other thing that I did is I added this hole right here, and it looks a little janky. I need to fill in some parts and make it look pretty. And yeah, what I'm going to do right now is I'm gonna glue those parts here, and then I'm gonna actually finish this thing here and add triggers, and I think then we'll go on to the next thing, which is drilling a hole here and then finishing the thing. Also, I beveled the edges, you can see right there. It looks fine, it looks nice. Also, I need to bevel a little bit more this part, and I need to add screws in here and also on handles, and then I'll need to add a sticker of a portrait on both guns, and yeah, that's gonna be it. Also, what I needed to do is I needed to cut off a little bit of this part right here because it was really long, and I don't need this right now. I need it a bit shorter. So yeah, as you can see, some things that are new. This part right here is glued on. There's handles right here, and also on the other side. Both pieces are actually not glued together yet, like not totally glued together. Also, I've added like a bit more, like handle is now a bit, not a handle, this part, the trigger guard, it's a bit thicker, and yeah, that's about it. All the pieces are glued on, except for this part. There should be one more layer, just like this one, oval shape, as you can see it right here, and it should be a bit lifted. I need to bevel it on sides so it actually goes a little bit like off. It comes a little bit out, I should say. And on here there are portraits of, like, I don't know, ladies that are on the pictures, don't judge me. But yeah, handle piece here, you can see there's a hole. I'll fill that hole. Like, I must say I didn't think about it when I designed the templates. If I was smart, I would design templates just like that, with this shape onto the like bottom parts. So I wouldn't need to really care about this one now. But as you can see, there's some some space there, and I need to fill that in with something, and that something will probably be a body filler for cars, the thing that I usually use for filling stuff up. And also this broke. Yeah, I don't know how that happened, but it did, and I needed to fix it. So when I glued it up there, I just use a bit of sanding paper, and it works just fine. I cannot feel it with my finger anymore, so once it will be like sprayed, it's gonna be great. Rhymes. Also, the thing that I need to do right now is I need to coat like everything, so it's gonna look nice, but I don't even care because I'll later on like prime it. I just need to seal it. The wood needs to be sealed, so like for example it will not soak some moisture, and like I will make it more like feel like real metal. It's a bit thick, I must say that. Like, it's around 2.5 centimeters or something like that. And I need to say, like, the guns in the game are a bit thinner, and also this trigger guard is a bit thinner, but I don't know, it just looks cool to me, even if it's a bit thicker. But yeah, I also looked at a reference picture as when Dante is holding this gun, and where fingers reach, and I think this feels just right in my hand. This gun is like big gun, really is. I'm not gonna lie. Thing is simple. I designed these templates for guns so that I can like use at least that I could use a trigger. And here you can see a trigger, and it's a bit shiny. What do you think is that? Well, there was a hole in there from the very beginning, and you can see hole right there where the pin is. There's supposed to be a hole, of course. So I put this pin through that hole and glued it together with the super glue, and it sticks really nicely. I'm sorry, but it just wouldn't focus. But yeah, it sticks really nicely. And the same thing I did with the hammer. I think that's how it's called. Yeah, the hammer. You can see that pins right there. They are actually metal. So these pins are actually metal. And you also can see a string in here. And what I actually designed is this easy mechanism. So I studied some toy guns. For example, one right here. And you can see as I push the trigger, hammer kind of bangs back and then in the position again. I tried to do that before, but I kind of did this method, which is a bit easier. You can still push a trigger and it will go back in place, but you cannot do that with the hammer. So you actually need to cock hammer back and then cock it right back on. So yeah, it's two position still, but it's not automatic. You can see right there is a spring, and inside there it's just a hole. So if I remove the spring, you can see a hole. This is a hole for pin, and this is where spring lays. So how this works, it's just really easy. I put the string in there, I put a trigger, not like this, like this, but now I'm afraid that spring will fly away. But you just push this, spring goes in, and once you release it, spring will push the trigger back. So yeah, it's an easy solution and it works. Now nothing is glued together yet, but if I try to push it back, it works nicely. I'm only afraid because it's just wood that it would broke, but well, then it can just be like glued together and it works without motion. This back like a hammer works with a friction. So those pieces on the edge are actually pushing this hammer together, so it will not fall off or down. You need to push it. Now it's not that tight, but once everything will be clamped together and glued together, this will really work really nicely. I'm really happy about it. Now it's a bit jangly, but well, no problem. I'm not gonna show you the second gun. It looks just the same, but yeah.